Everybody, it's Ryan here. I'm so excited what God is doing. Yesterday, I sat here in this very spot. Yesterday, I prophesied to you guys specifically that some of you guys in the next 7 days, you're going to get the phone call. You're going to be on the phone, getting the confirmation that you need to move your life forward. It's going to click. And so today, I had two interesting phone calls. I'm expecting God for more. And so I believe God can give us a general word, and God can give us a hyper literal word, right? And so in a general sense, there was a gentleman who reached out to me. Obviously, I won't disclose his name. He texted my phone, and I ended up calling him. The second that I called him, I could see a couple different things. Number one, I saw that it said South Carolina. And so immediately my mind, the vision that came to my mind specifically was, you guys are probably well aware, if you've been here more than a month, you saw that I produced a video. I talked about being in this place. I was standing in front of a few men, and when I looked up, I was in an environment where all these people were wearing green, white, and green. And my pastor was standing next to me, and I was preaching down heaven. I was speaking down, with tenacity. And so, I'm talking to the gentleman, and then immediately before I even give him a chance to say something, I just started telling him parts of the dream. And he said it was interesting. I'm not going to reveal the personal things, but one of the things he said was interesting was that he's a track coach. And so I just said, my mind was just blown. And then I had another conversation with someone else who had reached out excuse me, to me, and they just said some things that I know that I was able to allow certain things to click in their mind, in their life, give them confirmation. Literally, the prophetic word yesterday, I said, your life will be, your obedience will be someone else's confirmation. And one of the questions that they had about, specifically, without going into too much detail in their personal situation as well, is, they've been feeling an urge and an unction to get up at 4:30. And I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. God has had me getting up at 4:30 since 2021. And I don't know what it was about that specific time. I'm like, but what I do know is that there are people who are in my morning program who I've encouraged to do the same, and their life has been blessed by it. And so maybe God wants to do the same thing through you. And so, again, I'm already seeing that word to come to pass. I know more phone calls are coming, and I declare and decree it right now. But one of the things that stood out as an observation from today specifically is that, number one, God is on the move. God is doing some things. God is restoring some things. Even my wife and I, there was a specific situation that came up, and my wife, her normal pattern she would have probably complained about the situation, but she immediately got up and she went into this room and she wanted to start praying. I didn't even know she was praying, but I come into the room and I see her. And then she was like, I just need God to give me the word for this particular thing. And I said, it's faith, babe. The answer is faith. And she was just amazed. She breaks down. She starts crying. She's like, that's what I'm literally reading about, and that's literally what I've been praying about. But I just need that confirmation. And so, again, your life, your willingness to be obedient to what God is telling you, your willingness to be obedient to what God is showing you, is going to allow something to click. And so, one of the things that clicked for me. And I'm checking down here because I'm supposed to be on a 4:00 call. My brother Chris is waiting, but I want to share this how I got it, and so I want to make sure that it gives you some impact. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to invite some of you guys to come up higher with us. I'm just making sure. Again, I'm supposed to be on a 4:00 call, and so I'm on the call on my other phone, and I'm just looking down at that. And so I'm also looking down at my notebook as well. So with that being said. One of the things that God began to highlight to me after one of those phone calls is, he says this: if you don't do what God wants you to do, you will see someone else doing what he created you to do. And so there was different people God began to bring to my attention, their faces in front of me, who were doing similar things that I was called to do. And literally some of the reasons why I stopped doing those things was because there was blockage, there was interference. And so many of you, some of you even maybe right now, you want to do what God is calling you to do, but there was some type of interference. And literally, because of your awareness to see, your awareness to still move in the direction that God is calling you to move in, you're going to begin seeing God walk you all the way back to that particular place where that interference happened, and God is going to step in and intervene, and he's going to allow you to begin doing it again, try it again. All right. And so that's the end of where I want the prophetic flow to stop. And this is where I want to just encourage some of you guys right now. We're creating a program, I guess recreating a program back in, I can't remember, 2015. I saw on the Warrior Forum, and this is me personally talking now. Don't take this as what God is saying, right? This is me personally talking. This is my disclaimer, right? And so back in 2015, I was on a website called thewarriorforum.com. Some of this may sound interesting to some of you guys. Some of this may be prevalent to how this may be played out in your own life. 2015, I was in a rough spot. One of my businesses had completely failed, and what was happening and what was showing up for me. Okay, so Chris is on the call. Hey, Chris, you're probably watching this video right now. Thank you for patiently waiting. All right, so what was showing up for me specifically in that moment was, you know, I was just in a place where I was depressed. I was depressed that things weren't clicking, things weren't, you know, happening the way that I wanted them. And so I was on the website warriorforum.com, and somebody began to talk about, you know, like it's impossible to make $10,000 in 30 days. And I just started to encourage them. I've always been an encourager, and so I started to encourage them. I even gave them the steps because I had done it so many times up until this point, right? And so I gave them the blueprint, and then their response was like, it's still not possible. Like, if this was still possible, like, why don't you just do it, right? And so that challenge, it made me to launch out into this program. I started designing a program. The first program I designed was showing people specifically how to step-by-step make $5,000 in 30 days. And then from there, I went on to have enough courage to do what I believe God was calling me to do at that moment. I was too scared to do initially, was create a program that showed people how to make $10,000 in 30 days, right? And so when I started to launch out in this particular program, I had 2 merchant accounts shut down. And so the money that was coming in was completely frozen for the second time in my life. And so many of you have been trying to be obedient. You've tried to do what God wanted you to do, and there's been so much interference. However, God wanted you to be in this spot right now. God is getting ready to intervene. God is getting ready to show up for you. And so he's literally going to walk you back to where that infraction happened, the place where you were unjustly done, the place where the money was held up, where those things that the enemy set as traps to deter you from doing what God wanted you to do. He's literally going to intervene on your behalf. And so we're going to go back to that spot. I'm going to do what God called me to do in that moment. And I'm launching a program that's going to show you specifically how to make $10,000 in 30 days. We're launching this January the 29th. And here's how this is going to work. We're going to meet Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to walk you through step-by-step everything you need. The first thing that we're going to talk about and cover is limiting beliefs, how your beliefs play into your actions, your results. And so if we can burst through your limiting beliefs of what's possible for you financially, then everything else will fall into place after that, okay? And so then we're going to go over an overview of the system. I'm going to show you the difference between low ticket products and high ticket products, why you need both of them. I'm going to show you how to identify your gifts, your spiritual gifts and your natural gifts. I'm going to show you how to identify who you're called to serve. The reason why some of you may be lacking money right now is because you're not serving enough people with the gift that God is giving you, right? And so we understand that the Bible does say your gifts will make room for you. However, it's also talking about monetary gifts, right? And so we need to understand how we serve people, who we need to sow into, who we need to grow with, right? And so the next thing I want to share with you is how to identify where to find those people that you're supposed to serve, right? Because if you find them and you serve them at the highest level possible, then they're going to give you the resources they have as their gift, right? And they're going to sow into your life. They're going to give you the resources that you needed to move your life forward to the next level. Okay, and so then we're going to show you specifically how to create a core offer. I'm going to show you how to identify a problem in a market. I'm going to show you how to identify the solution to the problem, and then wrap your story around it so that you can package these three things together to create a conversion mechanism that will allow people to send you $1,000 payments with ease, right? And so the next thing we're going to show you specifically is the biggest thing that's held us back, is how to get payments processed in 2024. I'm going to show you several elegant payment solutions that you can use as gateways to launch your new business. I'm going to show you how to set up a marketing funnel that's going to allow you to put all these pieces to the puzzle together so that 24 hours a day you could have money coming in, people sewing into your life, people buying your products, your courses, whatever mechanism that you're going to learn from this particular program of how to set up, because there's going to be multiple types of them that I'm going to show you how to do. You're going to have 24/7 money machine set up. Okay, and then I'm going to go into why YouTube should be the foundation of how you set up this money machine. I'm going to show you specifically how to set up your channel for success. I'm also going to show you specifically how to understand the algorithm. That's going to be the browse algorithm, the suggested algorithm, as well as the search algorithm. I'm going to show you how to content plan and schedule your content for success. I'm also going to show you monetization strategies, as well as how to use YouTube ads to put fuel to the fire, and so that you can get as many eyeballs you need coming to your site so that you can make $10,000 obviously in 30 days, right? And so I'm going to show you optimization and tracking, so that you can literally put $1 in and potentially get $3 back. And then we're going to leave the last like 3 or so days open for questions and answers, right? So that's going to take us again, because we're going Monday through Saturday teaching this, right? And so there's only 26 days of teaching in this 30 days period. And so those first 22 days are going to be covered by those, what we just talked about. And obviously the last like 4 days or so are going to be all questions and answers. So anything that didn't get answered while we're on these Zoom calls, these calls are going to be recorded. They're going to be placed in a website called School. So you'll be able to log into your School account and get access to recordings if you can't make it live. And so all of this to show you how to make $10,000 in 30 days. Some of you, this is going to cause you to be able to restore your finances. Some of this is going to cause you to be able to have the finances to walk into what God is calling you to walk in. For all that, it's going to be $1,000. This is the Solomon seed. You're going to pay $1,000 to get this 30 days of training. This is where wisdom begins. We can see in what is the 1 Kings 3, when Solomon made the sacrifice of 1,000, wisdom came to him. And so this is going to be the price point. Many of you are stuck reaping in tens and hundreds because you've never sown in thousands. And so when you start to sow in thousands, when you start to invest in yourself at the next level, you're going to see next level results. And so I want to walk you through it. This is going to be the best 30 days of your life. So do me a favor, there's going to be a link under here to join. If you have questions, leave your questions here. Don't text me about them. Leave them here publicly on YouTube. I will answer them so that if anybody else has the same question, then we all can get the same answer, so I don't have to, talk to everybody individually to get this out, right? Because I want to get this out to as many people as possible, okay? And so what I need from you guys right now, if you will do this weekend, we're starting January 29th. Any person who decides to join this weekend, before Monday, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to at the end of this 30 days, I'm going to do 2 personal one-on-one sessions with you to make sure that you're following the plan accordingly. And so not only will you have the 30 days of coaching in this group setting, learning, with other people how to do this, how to earn $10,000 in 30 days, but you're also going to have me to specifically look at your process, your individual process that you set up for yourself, and then coach you through how to optimize it for the best success so that you can scale this to as big as you want to do it. And so I love you guys. God is getting literally ready to walk you back through where this occurrence, this hindrance, this interference took place. And this is where it took place in my life when I tried to launch this program before. And so I'm being obedient. I'm launching it again. And so I can't wait to see you guys inside of the school on January 29th. God bless you guys. Thank you. And back to the regularly scheduled videos. God bless. Bye-bye.